It's Christmas time, which means Christmas crackers, time with the family and Christmas pudding. But for the people of York, most importantly, it means pantomime.
My name is Martin Barrass.
I'm Suzy Cooper.
My name's AJ Powell and I starred in the York Theatre Royal Panto with Berwick Kaler for 16 years.
I have done 32 pantos in York.
I've done 38 years.
30 years! 30 years!
And I'm Henry Calvert, and I went to the York Theatre Royal Pantomime for over 15 years. And I'm proud to say now the cast are reuniting for the first time since the show ended to talk all things York's famous panto.
Every single year, we had no idea whether it was shit or not.
We've done the same performance for 30 odd years.
I think now our love life.
Mama!
Me Babbies, me Bairns.
Before York, tell me a little bit about your background in performing.
Before York?
Before York. There was a time before York?
There was no time before York.
Before I went to York, and I don't know how many pantomimes we did in York, it was about 40 or something.
About 40, yeah.
Yeah, about 40. But before then, everybody thinks, he's a dame. I had done 4 Bernard Delfont pantomimes, which were the biggest in the country at the time. And I'd done 4 of them with people like Frank Ifield. And I remember you.
Do you know something, Henry? I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about it, knowing that I was going to meet you today. Yeah. And I've been really lucky because I grew up hating pantomime.
Wow.
My parents, when I was really little, I was probably about 6, took me to the Palladium pantomime. And I was removed within the first, half an hour because I couldn't stop crying, not because of the baddie, but because of the dame. Ah. And I have been dame-phobic ever since.
It was actually my mum that got me into performing. We used to perform at weddings. We had like a double act that we'd do, really random numbers. She actually gave me the inspiration to act. She made me believe in myself as well. She made me think that I was a really good actor.
At school, I was spotted by my music teacher, Clifford Ellis. I used to go around classrooms with a suitcase full of costumes. I was insufferable. Why I wasn't beaten up and strung up, I really don't. But it was because I was good at running and jumping that they thought, well, maybe he's good at that,
You could get away.
I could get away, could run away from them. Yeah, exactly. They could never catch me.
When I was about 8 years old, we did a pantomime there, and I played a Dalek. Doctor Who had just started, very, very big and everything. And the Dalek was made with eggshells for the bubbles, and it was like a plumber's plunger and an egg whisk and all. Anyway, it looked great. And I remember saying to the director, I was only 8, and I remember saying, can I do it all in a Yorkshire accent? And he went, yeah, why? I said, because I could say, I am a dialect.
I came up to York to do a play at the Theatre Royal.
12th night?
Eh?
Andrew
I can't remember the day, but the thing is, I don't know how I ended up in York at the Theatre Royal doing this play, but the then director, Michael Winter, he said, do you want to do our pantomime? I just thought, he wants me to play the villain, and all this. He said, no, the dame.
I started off at a dance school, as we all do, and then I auditioned for Italia Conti in London, which is where I graduated from.
And I wound up at the Guildford School of Acting, dance and drama.
I trained at Lane Theatre Arts. I went there as a dancer. I came out as having done musical theatre. They switched me, and I got it was in those days when you had to get your equity card. You had to work to get your card.
So I was lucky enough to get an equity card almost straight away when I left drama school, and I did a season at the Belgrade Coventry, and I did a pantomime, and that's the sort of thing you did in those days, playing small parts. And I played the back end of the cow.
No. Villain, yes, but not the dame. And he said, well, just try it. And we were in the wardrobe at the time. Just wear a frock and let's see if you like it. And everything they showed me, I said, I'm not wearing that.
Not like you.
I'm not wearing that. No.
Just like nowadays.
No, dude. And I stood there with the boots on and the wig on and everything else. And he said, right, now go and put the makeup on. All right.
2 words I've never heard before.
I'm not putting makeup on. I'm not gonna.
Totally.
I can't bloody stand it.
Yeah.
I can't. No, I'm not wearing makeup. Michael Winter just came on and said, "Oh, I haven't got anybody else to play the Dane. Let him do it."
Berwick quickly made a name for himself as York's iconic Dame, but it wasn't long before he was joined by some familiar faces.
I'd done a few before these two joined me, but I was also doing. I was playing. I think it was it Bottom?
Yeah, Midsummer Night's Dream
at the open air theatre in Regent's Park. I said I'm too busy to audition anything like that. You know, my bottom is on display. I can't come up to York. He said, "Oh, I'll send Martin down. He'll come and see the show." And you came.
YWCA, Tottenham Court Road.
What? What are you talking about? Why are you going to the YM? I'm talking about theatre.
It's where we met.
No, we didn't. We met at that. You came to see the show.
No, because you said to me, "Do you want to come and see the show?" And I say, "If I get a free ticket, yeah."
Did I pay?
I hope so.
For the ticket?
Yeah.
I hope not. You came to see the show, and we were at the bar, having a drink at the bar after the show and everything else, and the rest of the cast were there, and unlike you, all of us were professional.
I said, "What does Mr. Kaler have as a drink after the show?" And they said, "Well, vodka and Coke." I went, "Yeah, I'll get a large one." And when Berwick came through, I said, "Oh, this is for you. That is the best, the funniest Shakespeare character presentation I've ever." Anyway, yeah, no matter. No, but I remember you did go. You went, "Yeah, thank you, but meet the rest of the cast. There's Kate O'Mara, Ronnie Fraser, all like that." I said,
Ronnie.
"This is Martin, who's going to be playing my son in the pantomime at York." And I was like, I almost stopped breathing. I thought, I can't believe he's actually said that. I didn't have an audition. We chatted for an hour. I saw him perform brilliantly, and that was it. And I remember I lived in Balham at the time in South London, and I forgot to get the tube train. I was so excited, I just walked.
Were you as equally as excited, Berwick?
No.
I ended up at York Theatre Royal before I ever did a pantomime. I did Jesus Christ Superstar. Backstage, when I was doing Jesus Christ Superstar, I saw this life-size cardboard cutout of Berwick Kaler. Well, I didn't know it was Berwick Kaler, but it was a man in a frock. And I said to the stage manager, I said, "Who is that?" He went, "That's our Berwick. He's the great dame of Theatre Royal Pantomime." So now we dissolved to a season at Nottingham Playhouse, not long after that. And the associate director at Nottingham Playhouse was a man called Andrew McKinnon. And so he came up to me and said, "Would you like to play the villain in the pantomime? I've just been appointed artistic director of the York Theatre Royal." And I went, "Oh, great." I thought, another job, Christmas, we eat, great, I'll go. And then I received the script and I thought, this is not like the pantomime I just did at Coventry. This villain is interesting. It's funny. It's got potential. Whereas the other villains I'd seen in pantomime were like, booish, shut up or poison your ice creams and shut boo, go, get up. That was boring. So this had some wit to it, I thought. It was funny. So I rocked up at the Theatre Royal, booked into my digs at Markham Crescent. Who was sharing digs with me? But a young actor called Martin Barrass. And the rest is history, basically.
I was working in a shoe shop, and my agent rang and said, casting for a panto. I said, I don't want to do panto. No, I mean, this is different, the Players Theatre, but I can't, no, I'm not doing panto. I don't like panto. And she said, "Do you want to work in a shoe shop forever?" On the phone. And I was like, okay. She said, "Someone's dropped out." And I was like, oh, okay. So I went along, and I went in with a very inappropriate song, Sondheim song. I was just like really green, gave him the music, and I screwed up 3 times. I had to keep going back to the beginning. He was like, and I thought, I'm never going to get this. And then the choreographer set me some steps, and I can always do the steps, but I can't remember them. So then we go back to the beginning, and I was like, she was like that. And then I read with Berwick. And the story goes, I walk out going, well, that was a disaster. But I liked it. But it was a disaster, and I liked him. But it was a disaster. They won't ask me to do it.
she did the most awful audition ever.
And the story goes that Berwick went, I'm having her. And both the MD and the choreographer went, please, Berwick, not her. She couldn't do anything right.
And all of them, no, she was awful.
Yeah. And he went, trust me, I know what I'm doing. I know what this is. This is it.
There was just something about that girl, and you can't really describe your gut feeling. It's a bit like you. Yeah, you know, you're not the greatest actor in the world or anything like that. Actress, did I say?
Sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm saying
but
nothing.
there's something about you that you just think, nah, that's what I want.
And AJ, of course, was in the
Who's
ensemble.
AJ?
Yeah, talk about me.
Oh!
Just auditioned for a dancer in Cinderella was my first year, and I remember calling my mom after the audition, and I said, I think I've got the job, but I don't know whether I want to do it because it's in York, and like, who's ever heard of a panto in York? I mean, I was like 19 at the time, so I didn't understand anything about the history or the legacy that it had. In my first year, Cinderella, I was a dancer in it, and then the guy that was playing buttons for that show, his name was Vince Gray, he had an audition in London, I think, and he actually got stuck on the train. Then I got a call from the company manager saying, you might have to go on as buttons tonight. Now, at that time, we didn't have understudies. There was no understudies. I didn't know any of the script. I was just there to do my dances and leave. But I had 3 hours to try and learn the script. I was petrified. Before the curtain went up, they announced over the tannoy, tonight the part of Buttons will be played by AJ Powell, and the whole audience groaned. They were all, no, and everyone. And that just made me even more petrified. I managed to learn the whole of Act 1 in the 3 hours, so I didn't have the script. But I remember after I first came out and did my little speech, Berwick came on stage, and he wasn't supposed to be on stage at that point, but he put his arm around me and he said, you have to bear with AJ, because he's only had 3 hours to learn the script. And that was it, because as soon as he did that, the audience was so behind me. Yeah. Every time I came on stage, they'd give me a little cheer. And I think that's what kind of got me the role the next year. So Berwick had seen me do it, even as 3 hours notice. And I think that's what made him want to give me a bigger role.
He shone, and Berwick loved that.
That's when you notice, I mean, quite a few people that I've cast over the years came from the chorus. They worked themselves up. They just show something that is different from anyone else.
With its core cast assembled, as well as regular crew members like Damien Cruden and Richard G. Jones, as well as a regular ensemble consisting of people like Jake and Danielle and Charlie, the Theatre Royal Panto became a roaring success, featuring dazzling sets, iconic costumes, and became renowned for its authentic British style of comedy. And of course, its incredible family dynamic.
Martin, oh, lovely Martin Barrass, my God. Martin is one of the sweetest man I've ever met. There's no side to Martin Barrass at all. He is a genuinely lovely human being. Terrible at getting up in the morning and coming into rehearsals for 10 o'clock.
Did you ever turn up at any of the rehearsals? On time, anyway?
The sundial broke.
The excuses we had were priceless.
The dog ate his script.
I have a new phone and I was on silent. Well, your alarm goes off on silent, right?
It's because he's useless with his phone.
You got away with blue murder, I tell you.
I did.
You did.
I know.
Did.
But It's just, he is a beautiful performer.
Martin is always great to work with, and a great professional and wonderful, funny, and audiences love him, absolutely adore him.
There was an actor called Michael Remick, who
Don't mention that name.
no, he was my first son. What a talent.
What a difficult, what a difficult birth. But all mine own. Do you remember?
But Michael Remick, he was a brilliant dancer, singer, everything, you know. He could act a bit. He was really, really good, you know, and I could give him songs, and he just was perfection where that was concerned. Yeah. And then I end up with you. I'm sorry, love, but, you know,
I'm the sort of...
Your dancing isn't great.
What?
Your singing isn't great.
What?
And as for your acting, you're just about the luckiest actor in the world to keep going on. I mean...
So I think my agent's just full.
Yeah.
Look at Martin, his buttons. I reckon I was 25, 26 years old there. Berwick's got a funny thing that he does.
All right.
He does it mostly to Martin. Martin goes, oh, Berwick, what about if we say this? And he'll go, rubbish, shit. And then he'll go on stage and he'll say it.
My favourite one was doing Aladdin, where Ebenezer decides to try and destroy Widow Twankey and Wishy Washy by getting rid of all their wealth and even the clothes they stand up in. So we're in the wings, and I said, Berwick, you know that line that I've got, girls and boys, or all our wealth's disappeared, even the clothes we stand up in? They went, yeah, it's a belter of a line, that isn't it? I said, yeah, but I think I've got one that's better. And he went, what do you mean? And we were due to go on in about 2 minutes. We were just in the wings for the second half. So I said, no, Berwick, you know the man from Del Monte adverts? And he went, no. I went, don't be obtuse. You do know the man from Del Monte.
The juice man from Del Monte, he say yes! Del Monte, what we know about fruit, you can taste in our juice.
I said, what if I come on, or I said, you can have the line if you want it. They want, what line? What the line I've created for you is, we come and go, girls and boys, the man from Del Monte, he said no. And he went, well, firstly, I don't know what you're talking about, and secondly, it's not even funny. I went, no, but it's like our pantomime. It's from a bit of an odd angle, and then after that, you just say, yeah, it came true, all our wealth's gone, all our clothes, you know, all like that. But if you just get that line first of all, it's real York Theatre Royal pantomime, Monty Python, goon show type, weird. And he said, Mark, he said, look, you know I love you to bits, I do, but just say the line. Anyway, on we come. I come in the Tesco bag, it gets, you know, good laugh. He comes on the barrel and the braces like that, gets good laugh. And then he just puts his hand right over my mouth, and he goes, the man from Del Monte, he said no. And he gets a round of applause. And it's like, and he says, look, come here. I'll be honest with you. And we used to often have these chats at the footlights where he'd just say, can I have a word, son? Can I have a word? And there's nearly 1,000 people watching it, and he's just having this one-to-one. He said, look, my son in the wings suggested that line about the man from Del Monte, and I wound him up by saying, it's not funny, I don't even understand it. Now, did you all find that funny? Went, yes!
Do you know what everybody was on that show? Authentic. Utter authenticity about all of them, but specifically Martin Barrass.
Yeah.
And his love for Berwick.
Yeah.
Love for Berwick and what Berwick did on stage. Berwick wouldn't be Berwick without Martin Barrass.
Yeah.
Sorry, Berwick.
But
it's true. None of us would be
Yeah.
without each other. And I have to talk about, not that I'm trying to be equal, but I have to talk about AJ as well.
Remember when he first appeared? He was a bit of a throwback, really, because he could have been in Dad's Army, you know, or Hello, 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 or It Ain't Half Hot Mum. You know, he had that timing, comic timing.
Because AJ is such a great dancer and he's such a great all-round performer, he then brought something else into, especially being David's sidekick.
And his just timing was just immaculate. So it was a joy for me to work with someone like that. And we could build on it too. We could be very physical with it as well, with heads and looks and movements and stuff. And we did numbers together. And he's a very good dancer, AJ. So his timing is so good. So it was easy for me.
Their numbers became interesting because there was David on his A game all the way, but then there was this little upstart, right, who could move.
Yeah.
Oh, David Leonard was like, what's going on here? So that dynamic then had to change somehow. It brought his game up a little and changed his game and made him funnier as well.
Yeah.
And I've always loved the scenes that I've done with AJ because, I don't know, he's part of my heart, AJ. I love him.
It's funny because I never used to do scenes with Suzy Cooper, and it's only in the later years that me and Suzy would do things together. Then in the later years, I didn't do hardly anything with Berwick. In fact, I remember a few years back, I didn't even see Berwick. For some nights, I wouldn't even see him because we were never in the same scene. And it was like we were ships in the night, just passing each other. With David Leonard, though, it was a connection straight away. I mean, he is a master at what he does. And to be able to work with him was just comedy gold. I loved it, absolutely loved it. I mean, he is the greatest pantomime villain in the world.
Working with David Leonard is something else. It's tricky.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
How so?
Because you have to raise your game.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because his game, right, is way up there. And if you faff around down here, he steps on you.
Yeah.
Actually, literally steps on you. My first panto that I did, he exited stage left, but before he exited, he went back onto his right foot to go. Yeah?
Yeah.
And he stood with his massive, great blocked shoes on my toe so badly that I had to go to the hospital. My toe fell off. My toe fell off. No, my nail fell off. And he was utterly unaware. He's still to this day. He goes, I didn't do that.
I can't remember that. For so many years, Henry.
That's exactly what she said. You said.
She said you won't remember.
Yeah.
I love the whole cast. They are incredible. I mean, you're going to meet all of them as well, and you'll see for yourself. But they're all... Well, Suzy Cooper is one of my closest friends. Danielle, who was in the ensemble, she's my best friend. So is David Leonard's daughter, Hermione, who was also in the panto. We have such a close bond, and they really are my extended family.
With all the key players in place, there was one more key ingredient that made the York Theatre Royal Panto just as iconic as it was. That, of course, being Berwick Kaler's iconic Wagon Wheels.
There's a story behind it all, in as much as when I went there, I said, well, what do we throw out to the children? And they said, oh, nothing. And I said, why not? Well, we used to throw out boiled sweets, but then the kids would throw it back at the actors. And
That's right.
Sniper's dream. And I said, well, get something, I'm thinking, this is Chocolate City.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went, it was Jackson's at the time, it's Sainsbury's now, I think, or something.
Bootham, yeah.
I went into Jackson's, and on the left, as I walked in that shop, I probably went for a packet of fags or something, I don't know, but it wasn't for a buy biscuit. But I saw on the left, as I walked in, I can see it now, Wagon Wheels. And I said, my word, that takes me back, Wagon Wheels. There, it was like a meal for kids, when you're as poor as I was as a child, And that night, on the opening night, I think it must have been, I threw the Wagon Wheels out, and it was flying Wagon Wheels, and they flew and they could go. It just took off from there. just took off.
And take off it did. The show enjoyed continued success throughout the 2000s and the 2010s by staying true to what made it tick, that being its comedy and its family values and everything that made it unique from all other pantos.
And I think that this is what's unique about York. It's the people of York, because they will tell you if it's rubbish, really, truly rubbish. They will say, and I have had in the street before, people going, oh, I came to the panto, we loved it, but it's not as good as last year. Or I didn't like that and I didn't like this. I don't know anywhere else in this country that people would feel confident enough that it's not really an insult. It's actually, they're part of it.
It's crazy just how much of a staple of York tradition the panto was. I would be in auditions in London and people would say, so you do the Berwick Kaler panto. Everyone knew him. That panto, especially at the York Theatre Royal as well, it was Christmas for me and for everyone. It was just part of celebrating Christmas in York, going to see that pantomime.
It was just such gran and granddad buying the tickets for the kids and the mum and the dad, and that for so many years that was happening, and we appealed right across the board to, it was teenagers. I was always surprised that the university students used to come and see the show.
What you've always said is that it's a crazy, crazy world on its own, the pantomime, but you've got to believe in it. You've got to, when you're doing the lines, and I was saying to AJ as well about if you've got a daft lad character, a silly Billy or whatever, don't go for the silliness. Go for the I believe I'm right. It's a bit like someone like Nicholas Lyndhurst in Only Fools and Horses. He believes he's right. You know, there's no coyness about going, well, I'll try and put this on. You know, if you get a bit of a silly walk or something like that, those are add-ons. Yeah. But the thing is, you've just got to believe it. Oh, I'm boring myself.
Play it honestly.
Play it honestly. Thank you for rescuing me there. I nearly got my complan out.
Didn't rely on television. Doesn't, and our pantomime never has. We were not names, anything like that. The audience made the pantomime their own, and all. But it was real pantomime. It's what pantomime should be. You know, inventiveness, a decent script. It was a humour that just overtook from, I don't know, 3-4 years of age upwards, all laughing at the same gag. Mum and dad look down at a child next to them. Child looks up to the parents sometimes. They're laughing. They're all laughing as a family.
Yeah.
And it cannot be ever forgotten.
After a historic 40-year-plus run here at the York Theatre Royal, our iconic panto was unfortunately kicked out from its home. Now, I don't want to delve into details, but it's fair to say that this was a devastating blow to not only the people that were involved in the show, but also the people who were enjoying it, the fans of the show. Thankfully, though, the show was picked up across town at the Opera House, and it ran for a further 3 years with its iconic crew. Fans rejoiced, the cast rejoiced, the show had been saved, but again, unfortunately, it got cancelled. Now, it isn't really for me to say, but as a fan, I was gutted. I was raised on this show. And I know for a fact that Berwick and the crew had more years left in them. So I can only imagine what it felt like to them to have their show ripped away from them.
Leaving the Theatre Royal, what did that feel like?
It was absolutely devastating to leave the Theatre Royal.
Terrible.
I have to say, gut-wrenching, really. It took a while for it to sink in. Still is hard. Because it's just so much part of my life. It was every year, it was always there.
It happened so abruptly as well. Well, first it was Berwick that got fired, and then shortly afterwards we all got fired. We were told that they wanted to go in a new direction and they wanted to have a new audience. That's what they told us. Which turned out to be they just wanted to put on a commercial panto. So it was heartbreaking to leave that audience, and the Theatre Royal felt like my home. It was my second home, literally. I loved everyone that worked there. All the crew were incredible. So many amazing memories in that building. But then it all ended. And then we had COVID, So it was very surreal not doing Panto. But then we got signed by Crossroads and moved to the Opera House.
We were grateful, relieved, excited. And they were very clear at the Opera House that they knew that our home was up the road, but they wanted this to be our new home.
Yeah.
Which is why, 3 years later when we were told it wasn't going to work out again, we were like, what? This is our new home.
Yeah.
We've been evicted again.
Berwick phoned me up 24 March. So we're talking about getting on for 2 years ago. And he said, I've got some bit of bad news actually. They've not asked us back at the Opera House. And I said, all right, I'll come round and see you. And yeah, it was I mean, he said, you, oh God. You, of all people, I've been dreading phoning up, absolutely, because we've just been through so much together. And I went, yeah, okay. I don't know, maybe it was getting on at the time where, Berwick is the most physical actor ever. It was time to take it easy and maybe call it a day, It's hindsight's a wonderful thing, but yeah, it was. I mean, the thing is, when he told me, there was nothing more to say.
You could look at it the other way, Henry. We had so many years, and it was amazing. And I can sit here and go, it's not fair. Well, fairness isn't the right way of looking at it, because it's very fair. In fact, it's not fair that we had so many years in many ways. But what's replaced us is the same as everywhere else. And that's a shame.
And I don't want to be nasty or anything like that, but the people who made the decision to end that pantomime and to put on absolute rubbish since, I mean, awful, practically amateurish, is an absolute insult to our legacy. I've never been in the Theatre Royal since then, but apparently there isn't one picture of us anywhere, which is a bit of a, it's a...
Sloppy face.
Yeah. But hey, look at me now.
Now, whilst there might be nowhere in the city for fans to go to remember all the good times that we had in this theatre, I was lucky enough to get a tour of Berwick's home office, which truly was amazing, and I am overjoyed to be able to share this with all of the fans of the show now. So please do enjoy this as we take a look around Berwick's home office. I can't tell you how cool this was. Who needs that stick?
You don't need that.
Why aren't you on stage again? But come on.
It's more Farrah.
Look at that.
You could do another season.
Look at that.
Oh, there's another season in there.
Please, come on.
Bring back pantomime.
Get in that tank.
Come on, Henry.
Let's go. Let's do it. So, Berwick, are these all of the posters of some other shows that you've done, like the open air?
Yeah, these are all my legitimate work.
So, is that the Midsummer Night's Dream where Martin came to watch then?
Yes.
That was performed in 1600.
Berwick, that's the Queen.
Where's the one in the pocket? It's got the vodka bottle in the pocket.
If you see there, just
Yes.
there, is a quarter bottle of vodka.
And then is that your doctorate above there?
Oh,
man.
What's that one
You'll have
there?
to tell me what this
City
is.
of York.
It's
Freedom of the
the
City.
honorary freedom of the city.
Oh gosh.
Which, only Judi Dench and
Yeah.
the guy did all the Bond movie musics have only been
Wow.
you, her, and him.
Martin, we don't need your interactions. This is
Oh, look, a staircase!
This is my moment to look back.
Person of the present and Doctor of the University.
Yeah, that's my doctorate. Yeah, I am Dr. Berwick Kaler.
And you tell the audience, Doctor of Rubbish.
Doctor, is that the actual title?
That's
is it?
what you
Doctor
said.
of
Doctor
Rubbish.
Doctor of Rubbish.
Doctor of Rubbish. Well, I named it that. But,
No,
Of course you did.
it's always the same rubbish.
Stamp here for services to the City of York and York Theatre Royal.
Oh, is that what it? Because I can't read that. I need my glasses to read that one.
Those were days.
Those were the days.
God.
Oh my God.
What the hell?
Yeah.
My God.
You're right about the 40 years. It was 40 years.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Grand Old Dame of York, which was...
Look. Second billing.
With Martin Barrass as Nobby.
Yeah.
Wait, do you want to tell that story again as well? Do you want to tell that story again as well?
It was filmed.
Started him off.
Jack and the Beanstalk, my second pantomime, I went, hello! And I said, is it all right, Berwick? I said, hello, my name this year is... And he went, yeah, do it. My name this year is Nobby. And someone from the gallery shouted out, so we've heard. And I thought, I've got to stay innocent. So all I could say was, I've got to get through this somehow.
What's your favourite one?
I think it would have to be this one. The grand, because it was a pantomime, but it not an acknowledged title, and so it was completely written for this. You've got a bit of billing down there, AJ. Yeah.
AJ Powell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but David's got the and. And
Oh, it's always
David,
isn't it?
and's always the one. It's
And.
and. But these posters, like this hand-drawn style, is just gorgeous. I love this.
Yeah.
That's also what makes you like stand out, because I think a lot of commercial pantos have that same kind of photoshopped thing, whereas this is so authentic. Why did you opt for the drawn style as opposed to like normal?
Because I hated all the commercialism of this is the picture of a comedian.
Yeah.
You're selling a variety show if you do things like that,
Yeah.
And I mean,
I went to that one. I went to Humpty Dumpty. Was that your first one, AJ? That Humpty Dumpty?
No,
Dumpty.
that was the first one where I was the title.
Oh.
But that was my first one.
Again, David's got the and. He's got it written into his contract that David get the and. And David Leonard.
Including David Leonard. Was that Suzy's first? I think.
I don't know.
1994?
No.
That was 2004, Martin.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah, that was my first one, Cinderella. Didn't even make the billing.
No, you have to do a few years before you get billing. And this is my treasure.
Is that Ronnie O'Sullivan?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Do you like
Turn the lights
snooker?
on.
Eh?
We turned the lights on. When you said to me, we said we turn the lights on on Thursday. It was like final week of November. And
Martin, no one was talking to you. We were having a conversation about Ronnie O'Sullivan, who is my idol. This means a lot to me because two legends of pantomime.
Dan!
Thank you for the laughs. And that's Dan Leno, and that's me. So, I mean, when I was rabbiting on about costumes and no, I don't want to be in drag. I don't want to look in drag. That, you see, Dan Leno's costume is... It's an old woman, and there. AJ and I were watching a couple of. I've never. I've got all the pantomimes on video and whatever it is the technology is. I've got all, but it was just riveting to. It took me because I've never watched them or anything, I haven't. And it was better than what I ever imagined them to be.
I totally agree.
And
You were shedding a tear.
Well,
it was just
join me.
memories, wasn't it? It was memories.
Absolutely brilliant.
And that's why I'm glad Henry's doing this for us, because
Yeah.
I don't think we should be forgotten.
No.
Or,
Yeah,
I think
we won't let that happen.
No, but I'm just saying, it's not that you want to be big-headed or anything. None of that. Just we did well for York. We did our bit.
Would you ever want to do it again? Would you do it again?
Would I do it?
The Panto?
Would you do Panto with this crew again?
Like a shot. Like a shot. I'd get here at 3 in the morning.
Oh, well, absolutely. Of course I would. Of course I would.
Oh, I would love to. Absolutely love to. I don't feel like I'm done with it yet. It feels like I could have gone for longer. And I think it should go on for longer.
I've got the happiest memories of my life here in York. They just are the happiest years of my life. And I've got one person to thank for that, and that's Berwick Kaler. Because he created the whole thing.
We've not left you, yeah? We've not left you. We didn't want to leave you, and we would never have left you. There's lots of scope. We're not going to say we're never coming back, because who knows? That's what I'm saying.
Look, I would. My main thing is, you get to my age, you don't know what you can do. I mean, I feel, I could do, let me write a pantomime and put it on and everything else. But I don't want to, I wouldn't want to do a bad pantomime or let standards were dropping at the last couple. I don't want to do that.
No.
I will not do that.
No.
If they could guarantee me a first-rate production, good people in it, I'd be able to change the cast. I would never use Martin Barrass. I would love to. You always think, come on, I can do it, and then you get up in the morning, you think, oh, my legs are aching, my back's aching. No, enough's enough, and. But yeah, I feel, I just think, bloody age. Oh, Isaac, I've suddenly, I keep having tests for everything, and I get up in the morning and think, oh my word, I'm still alive. That's beat all the doctors. I've had more tests than enough, and they can't find anything wrong with me. But so I think put it down to old age.
Yeah.
That's it.
We'll see what happens.
But as long as I don't lose my sense of humour, I'll be all right.
Definitely.
Bring back pantomime!